Welcome back to the channel. This is Radio Jonesy, and on today's video we're going to get back into the reasoning, the good points and the bad points of why avoiding people is popular in today's society. It has to be, it's always been good to do your own thing and be by yourself. And you've got full control over who you're with, what you do, and everything that's associated with that. And like the really good points I feel, about the avoiding people scenarios, and like there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, and there's so many good points. And when you read all the comments as well about why people are avoiding people, it is just interesting. I've been a loner for most of my life, and that's just the way I am. I'm sort of focused on a goal, and I go out and do that goal, and it's just, like a bull at a gate. I just focus and I do it. So good points for avoiding people. It reduces stress when you haven't got the toxic or the demanding people, that are around you all the time and are trying to take control of your movements. And it's sort of like it's like emotional exhaustion that you sort of feel. And so when you do avoid people, reducing stress is part of it. And another point would be it definitely is more time for yourself. It's like I've got a man cave here with some toys and some music and some all sorts of stuff out here. I've got a basement under the house. I've got all stuff down there. I could spend 3 or 4 days down there without even coming out. It's great to have those sort of places. And this room here, I could easily chuck a bed up in the corner here or over here, and I could sleep, live, and this would be my space. And it is my space because nobody else really comes in here. The wife, it does her thing inside, and it's great to have that space. So for avoiding people, and I'm talking about not just your day-to-day stuff. I'm talking about things like when you go to the shopping centre. When you go get your groceries, well, if you like to avoid people, you don't go at peak times. You sort of go at the end of the evening when you either got a lot of latecomers, and there's the school rush is gone, and mums and dads are home cooking tea, and you can go down and get what you need from the supermarket without too many complications about in crowds, and you're trying to avoid people. But like avoiding people reduces stress. You got more time to yourself. You are avoiding conflict. That's another good point about avoiding people. When you're around a big, like we had a local election, let me just say that, in Australia, and doesn't matter, politics. If you start talking politics, you're going to have a mild conversation, another mild conversation, an absolute tyrannical must be my way or the highway, and you've got the opposite side over here. So it is interesting, like avoiding conflicts. So when you're avoiding people, you are avoiding conflicts. The preservation of your energy. Like, who would have thought? Like you can just concentrate on yourself. You've got just your goals, your missions, your achievements, your must-dos, your can-dos, you maybe don't want to's, but they're all there. So that energy is all yours to divide into which lane you want to take it down. So like avoiding people, some really good points, like reducing stress. That's a really good one, because a lot of people, you do see it out in public. You can see that person who doesn't want to get in the lift, or is is right outside when there's a queue for somewhere. Yeah, they just say, no, I'm not going to go. I'm not going in that restaurant. I'm not going to go in that fast food chain or whatever. You sit in your car by yourself and you'll go through the drive-through, like it's just the way it is. But you do get greater independence. So when you're avoiding people, you can learn to be more self-reliant. You can learn to make decisions to handle your emotions without the external influences of other people. And they are the very good points for avoiding people. And it's probably why is it so popular? Why do people love this movement? And there you go. There's 5 good points. Reducing stress. Yeah, more time to yourself. Avoiding conflicts. Preservation of your energy. You will not be drained by other people. When you get someone it just drains your mental energy. Like when they're just always onto you about more, and more. And the greater independence. They are 5 good points for avoiding people, but there are some downsides. Yeah, and I've sort of just written down here on my little notebook that that's another video coming out soon. That's a big notebook, but I've got lots of little ones that I carry with me all the time. But there are some bad points for avoiding people, and they could be loneliness and isolation. Like if you are lonely and isolated, is that your choice? Are you choosing to isolate yourself and to be lonely? Like, I don't think so. I think that's sort of like a curly one. Whereas if you really want to not be lonely, you'd go out and find people, I'm assuming. But yeah, loneliness and isolation. Missed opportunities could be one where if you're with an organisation that, you could sort of work your way up the pecking order. A lot of people isolating are, a lot of people who either work for themselves, work for a company in their own little environment. Like there's different ways to incorporate it, but you could miss opportunities. You could really lose your social skills over time, but that's another, like social skills. If you're avoiding people, are you losing anything? I don't think so. I think miscommunication and misunderstandings, that can be another sort of point for that's bad for avoiding people. But in today's environment, increased anxiety maybe over the long term, but those points there can be all negated by the beauty of having a wonderful YouTube channel. Or, no, let me take that back. It can be, yeah. And if you haven't got a YouTube channel and you're over 60, like some people, do one, because you get to talk to so many people on the keyboard, on the chat. You can type away with your thumb on the phone. But it is interesting, when you can avoid people, but be communicated, be in an environment, be out there expressing yourself in a room. It's a great room. I love this room, all by myself. Like I've got, I've got some flags, some t-shirts from different bands and other people. Other people send me, some people sent me their gifts there. There was a lovely gift from a wonderful Marine. And I've just got some toys and stuff. But hey, avoiding people, I do believe there's a huge movement out there of avoiding people. So let's go back to the good points. It reduces your stress. You got more time to yourself. You're avoiding conflict. It's preserving your energy so you can put more time into productive things that you want to do for your day. Greater independence. Like you can choose where or what or who, whatever you want to do. It's all within your grasp. When you're avoiding people, you've got that independent lifestyle where you can go out and do really what you choose, what you feel. Tell me what you think in the comments. Avoiding people. It's. I've got a few videos on this on my channel. A big shout out goes out to the Life of Brian show. He has got. He's the one who kicked this off in my story. I'll link his. I'll put a card here, and I'll have a link in the description for the Life of Brian. His original video that I watched got over 1 million views. Man, absolutely amazing. And he just called it from the heart. And you know what? It was like a sucker punch to me. I just listened to him and thought, you know what? That's me to a T. And without even trying to avoid people, I was. And I am. And I still will be. So look out, Brisbane. I'm coming up your way soon for a wedding. So I'll be sort of zigzagging and avoiding everybody, sitting up the back corner. All right. Thanks for your time. This is Radio Jonesy. Hey, if you're going to stick around on our lovely conversation channel, check out one of these videos. And yeah, thanks very much for your support. Until we meet again, this is Radio Jonesy, and ciao.